Hello, this is Eric Goodbar at Fast Track Pain and Mobility Solutions in Roanoke, Virginia. It's back to school season, and I wanted to talk about a hot topic that usually comes up in the world of posture, pain, different things. Backpack use. We're telling ourselves that backpacks are bad for our posture, and yes, they can be. Texting is bad for our posture. Sitting at desks is bad for our posture. These are all things that our kids are doing. Many of them we are doing as adults in the workforce. But instead of just blaming the backpacks or the heavy backpacks, I would like to think about more educating you on what you can do to help balance this problem out a little bit more and reduce the effects, okay? So first what I would suggest you do is, if you're watching your children without them really knowing that you're watching them, watch them from the side and take a look hip to shoulder to head. See if it's kind of a straight line. And the younger the children are, the more that this is going to be a straight, good posture, because we all develop this, for the most part, just developing from infant to toddler to, as we get older. And then what happens is we start carrying things, sitting a lot, texting a lot, you name it, and we start breaking down that good posture, making it slowly worse, which is going to create more problems like headaches, neck tension, neck pain, back pain, things like carpal tunnel, tendonitis, all kinds of problems. So what we're going to do is try to give you guys a good backpack hack to keep you guys better longer. So you can come into my office when you have a problem, but if we can keep you out, then you're going to be much happier. So your posture, again, I was talking about this in line. If you notice that your children have a forward posture with their head or their shoulders, or even from the hips, kind of a hinge forward, any one of those three is quite significant as being already a problem if they're just standing there with no weight on. If that is true, the cue that I'm going to give you is going to work for no backpack or with a backpack. Okay, so and this might even carry over to the adults out there that are, commuting to work. Maybe they're walking to work with a backpack on, or maybe they travel a lot. So this would be good for them too, not just the children. So after you've observed your children from the side, looking at their posture, then I want you to observe them without them really knowing it, what they look like when they have a backpack on, when they're carrying their books to a school bus or something, and just see how their posture changes. One of the most common is going to be the head forward posture. It goes out a little bit more, trying to counterbalance the weight of this backpack. This backpack has got to be 10 to 15 pounds. I loaded it down with some books. I don't have a scale, but it was heavier than the 8-pound weighted ball that I have, and so I know it's heavier than that. But anyways, once they put the backpack on, look at how their posture changes. Usually it's the head forward, shoulders forward, and even if it's heavier, even heavier, you get the forward from the hips forward. What I want you to do after you've observed those posture, the visualizations that you see, then I want you to talk to your children and tell them if they have a correction that needs to be made while they're not carrying a backpack. Stand them to the side and tell them to imagine that there's a string at the top of their head, and it attaches inside where, like behind their belly button, maybe it would be a good place to start for children. And think if somebody's gently pulling that string up. Okay, just imagine a string in a pile. You pick up the one end of the string, and as you pick it up, it starts to make a straight line. It doesn't stay in that little clump on the ground. So what we're doing is imagining and visualizing that gentle tug of the string going up, and you should see a visual change where the hip, shoulder, and head start to become more aligned if they weren't already. Okay, now that cue will work. That way they can feel without a heavy backpack on what that feels like. Okay, so they can even go back into their posture that's bad, and then go back into that and feel that. Do it a couple times if they need to. Feel it. Feel what that feels like. They need to feel it and recognize it out there in the real world so they can turn the switch on to use the cue to correct it, okay? Otherwise they don't have any knowledge, they're not aware, and they don't know what to do about it. Now, so you put the backpack on them and tell them to do the same cue, string pointing top of the head, and you should see the posture change from the head forward back to on top. Everything's lined up pretty good. This doesn't generally matter the weight of the backpack. Obviously, if you have it really crazy heavy, that will start to change more obvious in the posture. But for what we typically have in backpacks, even with laptops and books, there should be no reason. It's not going to pull you over. We just have this natural perception of trying to counter that. But if you really just keep everything balanced in line, that backpack is not going to take you over. I can get on one leg and do this fine, and when we're walking, we're one leg at a time. We should have no problem with this, okay? But here, again, they can start every now and then checking in with themselves, asking themselves, do I feel like my head's forward, or did I forget to do the straightening up? And when then they have instant feedback. They can check in with themselves for their awareness. Then they have, oh, what can I do about it? And they can give it a direction as to what to do about it. And this exact same cue works if they're sitting at desks. So our posture is getting wrecked maybe some by backpacks, but they're only on us maybe 30 minutes max, maybe an hour max per day. We sit in desks way more hours per day than that. And what do when you sit down? Your head goes forward, your shoulders go forward, and you're already in this bent position down here. That's wrecking our posture more than backpacks are, but we're doing it at schools and at the workplace. So again, so while you're sitting, you can think of that string pulling straight up there. So while you're paying attention to the teacher, of course, when you're writing, you're going to be more forward to do all of that. But if you're more of those hours thinking of this alignment, you're going to be a lot better off. Eliminating headaches, or the potential of headaches, neck strain, neck pain, back, shoulder problems, all kinds of structural problems that we all get. You start having those problems, come in and see me, of course, and I'll help, but I'll also help cue some changes to help you get your posture better while you're out there daily living, okay? Another thing that's killing you guys just to watch out for is texting. What's the texting position? I don't have my phone. Let me see, I do have this. What do we do when we're texting? We're like this, or something of this nature. And what is that? Head forward posture, shoulders start to get forward, and then it becomes that too eventually. So it's the same thing. So you still want to straighten that up. If you want to if you want to do a quick text or watch something real quick, keep it up here. You can easily rest your elbows on your rib cage, and that helps keep it at a higher level. And now you're looking down here just a little bit, but it's not with a forward head posture. Straight up and then tilt down, okay? If you look at a toddler and they're standing up straight, they look at the ground, they do this, right? They don't do the giraffe neck. That's what we do as adults once we have bad posture, and we all need to work against that, okay? The more we do that, the better. The longer lasting we'll all be in how we feel and function. Okay, I hope this information helps you guys. If you have more questions, look me up online. Either Google search me for Fast Track Pain and Mobility Solutions, or Facebook, same thing, Fast Track Pain and Mobility Solutions. My phone number, if you have a question, 540-580-1231. And my email address is twinpalmsmt@gmail.com. Okay, again, this is Eric with Fast Track Pain and Mobility Solutions. Have a great day, good school year, and hope this helps you feel a lot better. Thanks.